Hi, everybody. It's July 1st, day 182. The high in my area is 96 degrees, so we're sticking with the varsity goal. For this next row, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the first space and every other space all the way down to end, and then we're going to end with 1 double crochet. Hope everyone has a great day. Today, I'm going to share some Reddit stories. They're random. I just picked stories that title stuck out to me. Hopefully, you enjoy it. There are affiliate links below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. So today I just felt like reading some Reddit stories. They're very random, not any theme or anything, just random stories I've read. So the first one says, am I the butthole for refusing to make my husband another cup of coffee after he purposely dropped the first one? My female 26 husband, male 31, woke up not in the mood this morning and told me to make him a cup of coffee before he went to work. I went and made it with extra sugar, just like how he always likes it. But when I handed it to him and he tasted it, he made a face and said it was too sweet. I told him this is how he usually has it, but he said he wasn't in a good mood today and told me to make another one. Mind you, I was already 20 minutes late for work. I told him no, and he already had one and should just drink it. Next thing I knew, he dropped the cup on the floor purposely and said that he no longer has it, and I should go ahead and make him another one. I refused, and then we had an argument, and I just walked out. He texted me a bunch later saying I disrespected him and forced him to not have his daily coffee by acting stubborn and having an attitude. Then reminded me of how much work he's picked up and how much time and rest he sacrificed in order to help me while I was recovering from the birth of our son. And that was just the first week. Then I had to get up. He said I owe him and that I should have returned at least one of his many favors instead of deciding to ruin his day. I came home and he's refusing to even look at me. Am I the butthole? Should I have just taken 5 minutes to make him another one? I'm just going to read the first comment, like the main comment that people like the most, and it says he considers the sleep and rest he's lost taking care of his own child a sacrifice that he made for her rather than part of being a parent. That tells me all I need to know about what kind of man he is. The fact that he also thinks she's indebted to him and is still holding it over her head a year later is just icing on the divorce cake, in my opinion. So what do you guys think of that story? Is she the butthole? So the second story is, am I the butthole for driving my daughters home in the middle of the vacation after they excluded their stepsister? I know this might sound ridiculous, but let me explain. I, 38 male, have 2 daughters, Nora 16 and Lily 14, from my former marriage. Got married to my current wife, who has a daughter, Jenna, 11. Jenna has a disability. She's in a wheelchair. Before I met her mom, her life was pretty much inside the house. She was homeschooled up until I got her into private school, but she still struggles with socializing due to growing up isolated. My wife didn't want to, but I pushed for her Jenna to get therapy, which I hope would help with the relationship with Nora and Lily. But the girls took their time to get to know her. Yes, they did exclude her from activities, but I had several sit-downs with them in hopes of getting them to understand that Jenna is a normal girl and has so much in common with them, so they shouldn't feel like she's difficult just because of her disability. I thought things were getting better, but days ago, and while we were at a beach resort for 4 days, Jenna stayed with us while the girls kept going out during the second day. I saw the girls getting ready to get ice cream. I asked Jenna if she wanted to join them, and she said yes. I asked them to take her with them, and they were unsure at first, but then took her. An hour later, my wife came to me saying that Jenna called her saying the girls left her near one of the benches and told her to wait 5 minutes till they got ice cream, but didn't come back. We went there immediately, found Jenna sitting alone while the girls were eating ice cream and hanging out at a different location. I got so mad at them, especially after they admitted leaving her there. I told them vacation was over for them and then had them pack their stuff and took them home. Both of them were crying and pleading in the car while my wife and Jenna waited at the resort. I dropped the girls off and had my mom stay with them. Then I went back and resumed the vacation. Both girls and their mom were all over me about this, and their mom went on a rant about me favoring my stepdaughter over my biological ones and being a doormat for my wife. The girls were upset, but I explained why I did what I did. Their mom defended them, saying I shouldn't force them to care for their stepsister and expect them to be maids and stop living their life for her. It got to my former in-laws, who were now blaming me for ruining the much-awaited vacation for the girls and acting irrationally. My question is whether I messed up and went too far with my reaction. All I wanted was for them to be upfront and honest and basically abandon her, and not basically abandon her the way they did. So I'm just going to read the top comment again. The top comment I see here is not the butthole. The girls were wrong to leave their stepsister alone and they deserve punishment. But you are trying to force a relationship between them. You cannot force people to be friends and love each other. Now they will see the child as a burden imposed by you on them. Yeah. So that's the second story. What do you think about that one? So the next story is titled, If I Can't Drink Here, Neither Will My Friends. So this goes, not sure if this is malicious compliance or just unintended consequences, but I feel like it belongs here. Back in my mid-20s, I used to wait tables at this restaurant in my hometown. The money was good and I got along well with everyone there. Usually after our shift, a few of the servers would sit at the bar and have a few drinks to wind down. You figure, why go to another bar when there's a bar right here? We always tipped well and nothing was ever an issue. Until one day when the owner out of nowhere decided that employees weren't allowed to drink at the bar anymore. Now I completely understand this is a normal rule in other bars and the owner was well within his rights. But I just didn't see where this came from. I asked the manager if we did anything wrong to warrant the rule change. He said the owner was just being a jerk. He told me he tried to talk with him about it, but because there was no reason. But the owner just wanted to make his presence known. Okay, he's within his right to do so. However, what he didn't count on was Thursday nights and my friends. Back then, my friends were in a punk band and had to practice every Thursday night. I would work every Thursday night and they would meet up with me at my bar and grab a drink with me after my shift. And usually they bring their girlfriends, friends, and whoever was hanging around. My friends pretty much made the bars Thursday night as busy as Friday or a Saturday. And when I tell you we could drink, oh, we could drink. And of course, everyone tipped generously. So when I told them I wasn't allowed to drink at my bar anymore after my shift, they were pissed as I was. My buddy Bob was like, wait, so there's no point to go to your bar and then for all of us to go to another bar after you're done so you can join us. We might as well just go to another bar and we can meet up with us and you can meet up with us after. It was the most logical solution. There was another bar around the corner. So come Thursday around 9 p.m., I'm finishing up my shift. As my manager approaches me, he looks at the empty bar and asks, hey man, are your friends on their way? They're usually 3 drinks in by now. I reply, oh actually, they're 4 drinks in. They're at the bar around the corner. My manager is dumbfounded. Wait, what? Why aren't they drinking here? I calmly tell them, well, they want to drink with me, and I'm not allowed to drink here. Now, if you excuse me, there's a pint of Cane Head High, my favorite beer, waiting for me around the corner. I walked out and joined my friends for a fun night. Now, I must admit, I feel bad for the bartender who usually worked Thursday nights. She had no part in the decision, and her tips suffered because of our move. But that's on management, not me. After a few weeks, the owner noticed a dip in sales on Thursday nights and said we were allowed to drink at the bar again. However, the damage was done. We found out that not only did the bar around the corner have all the beers we usually drank, they were much cheaper. We also struck up a great friendship with the bartenders. We found our new hangout spot. There was no reason to go back. Oh well. So the top comment is a quote from the story that says, however, the damage was done. That's what I like to see. There's no reason to give a place like that a second chance. Dude didn't offer cheap drinks or anything. Just stop hanging out at a new place and come back here until I decide to ban you again. So that was that. Let's go to the next story. It's called Today I Effed Up by Making My Best Friend Lose All His Money. I, 20 female, had a friend, 20 male, for the past 5 years now. We usually share everything from advice to finances. We dated for almost a year, but broke up a few months ago and stayed friends. We are both South African, and he went to study in Western Cape Town. And he is studying on a bursary, and I stayed home to work on my mom's businesses. A few months ago, my mom had a baby and asked me to babysit for her, and she will pay me, I don't know South African money, so I'm just going to, pay me rand, 50 rand, which is like $3 a day, since I also have to do everything else around the house along with taking care of the baby. My mom stopped paying me a week after she started and borrowed the money I saved up to buy clothes for the baby. She sometimes gives me a portion of the money she owes me, but always borrows it back for one thing or another. It's been over 2 months now, and she owes me more than 3,000 rand or $200, and she promised to pay me back in July. My friend has been receiving money from his bursary every month for the past 6 months. He is into investing, but so far hasn't worked out well for him. I always help him with his investments, and the first time the website crashed with most of his money there. It was bad, but his bursary still paid for his food, so it wasn't that bad. So last month they increased his stipend, including an allowance for food for the next 3 months in it. He asked me to help invest in a place that will give him a lot of money in a short span of time, and I found this website that could triple his money in 2 weeks' time. I told him to join, and he did. He invested all his money in it, and the website crashed a week after, and he lost everything. I promised him I would give him all my savings so he can get back home, but my mom still hasn't given me money. Yesterday, he texted me from his friend's phone to tell me that he sold both his phone worth over 8,000 rand or $500 and his school tablet worth over 3,000 rand or $200 for 800 rand, $50. Just to afford a bus ticket to get back home. I know his situation is all my fault, and I don't know how to deal with this. The situation is stressing me out, and I feel so guilty, and I wish I could help him, but unfortunately I can't. I know if I try to pressure my mom to give my money back, she would just say she will cancel it and won't give me a dime. My mom is very narcissistic and expects everything to be done by her own terms and on her own time. She will only pay me when she feels like it. So the first comment is, what is he invested in that the website crash would lose on him all his money? That doesn't sound like an investment. That sounds like a scam. All right. So this is going to be the last story. It says, am I the butthole for arranging my own vacation with all of my children after my husband took 2 of our 3 children on vacation, hiking and backpacking while whitewater rafting while leaving me and my oldest son home? That was a long title. Okay, but here's the story. My husband and I have 3 children. He often takes time off work and doesn't tell me and claims that I was told a long time ago or gives me extremely short notice, so I scramble to take off work to join. This has happened last year on a Colorado ski trip and in years past. When he doesn't want me on vacation, he gives me the silent treatment and threatens to leave me at every stop. This year, he gave me 3 weeks notice, which is more than he has in the past. June 8th, he let us know that he is on a work trip June 15th and that he's taken off the last week of June to go to Colorado. I tell him then that I'll try to take off work. On June 9th, I text him for the exact dates at the end of June and asked him what the plan was, hiking, backpacking, etc. He replied, yes, last week of June. I again asked for the exact dates, and he replies June 27th through August 1st. June 22nd, we go grocery shopping. I asked him what specifically we're doing in Colorado again, and he responds, oh, you're going now? And proceeds to tell me that he didn't plan for me. I was hurt because I felt that comment made clear I wasn't invited. He also informed me at that time that this will be my last evening with him for weeks, because he was going to be busy Thursday golfing with friends and spending Father's Day weekend at a camp, then in Texas the next week, and then Colorado. He said he told me about golfing and I was gaslighting him. I changed my plans to stay home. My eldest has to stay home because he just started a summer job and has no notice to leave. My husband never disclosed the plans for vacation, and we discovered while we were gone that the plan was for whitewater rafting, backpacking, hiking, Royal Gorge Bridge, train rides, etc. Whitewater rafting was something my oldest and I had never done, and we were both upset that we didn't know about it. My husband has done this the year before with a ski trip. Spent thousands of dollars taking my youngest two and excluding our oldest son. I decided to join that trip at the last second, but he did something similar to try to exclude me. I feel hurt and angry, and I decided to take all of my children with me to a band trip I'm going on with my middle son's school. It's a school trip, but they've never been to Hawaii. Am I the butthole for excluding my husband? I hate the way I feel after these sort of interactions with him. I'm sorry for my reading. It's hard to see some of this stuff. I don't like being a petty person, and I like to talk to him, but he gets so defensive and gives me the silent treatment for months after any confrontation. I feel like he enjoys vacations without me. I'm not sure why he has excluded our oldest though. So this is the top comment. Why are you married to him? He doesn't like you, and he actively makes sure you're excluded from everything at every possible turn. Not the butthole unless you stay with him. So those are the stories for the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.